Hello. Testing one, two, three. How's my sound? Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Testing one, two, three. How's my sound? No. Okay. Be right back. How about now? Can you hear me? Great. Welcome to James Green's English class. I'm James, and this is my weekly class in the English Hub. So happy to have you. If you'd like to join the stage, just raise your hand and I'll bring you on up. I play an activity called the joining game. We join on what we have in common, play integrate differences for the purpose of learning. It's an open conversation. You can bring a topic, ask me questions, tell me your opinions, talk to me, talk to other people on the stage, talk to people in the audience. And I want you to know that I am recording the class. The class is being broadcast to YouTube, my YouTube channel. So if you talk here, it will be recorded.
Hello, teacher James. How are you?
Good. I will do a 90-minute class. Around 90 minutes or before 90 minutes, I will check in with everybody and see if you want to do another 90 minutes. Oh, no, I can't do that because we might have some other events. Let me check the events. Is there another class after mine? No, there isn't. Okay, so we're good on the schedule. We can extend the class as needed and as you wish. I'm available. We did a 3-hour class last week, and we can potentially do another long class today. Welcome, Mohammed Kaif, Yuki, and Master Roshi. Come on up, Luximo. I will occasionally, periodically going back and forth from the stage to the chat, reading out comments in the chat. If you're writing in the chat, you'll also be on YouTube. So be aware of that.
Hello, James.
Not to scare you.
Hello,
It's not
James.
like I have a very big following on YouTube, but it will be preserved. Hi.
Hi, how are you,
Great.
James?
Oh,
Great, great, great.
Anyway, Sir James, what is
How
your
many
YouTube
followers
channel?
do you have in
How
YouTube?
many YouTube followers on my channel?
Yeah.
Just about 500. Not many.
Okay.
Okay.
I also like to just mention there is a place in the server that I invite you to chat with me during the week. So if you want to get in touch with me for something, I recommend you go to oh, where did you go? Teacher Student Center, chat with a teacher, James Green. I'll put the link to this in the chat so you can go there and say hi and forever be connected to my chat space. Chat with a teacher. Yeah. What shall we talk about today? I was thinking of a number of things that I'm interested in. You don't have to be interested in it, but things that I'm always interested in talking about: conversation styles, the art of conversation, particularly psychology, and I've been interested in history lately, learning about history. I have an interest in ancient Greece, ancient Mediterranean history. We were talking about, I was in a VC in the English Hub earlier, and we were talking about the ancient history of India, also interesting to me. But there's the fires in California. There's so many things we could go to. The way that I work here, if you're here for the first time, is somebody brings a topic and we join them. We explore it for a while until it runs out of energy or until somebody asks to change the topic, and then we can move around like that freely. I emphasize intellectual freedom.
Sir, can I ask you?
I'll just finish my sentence
Sir?
and then you can go, Raja. I like to emphasize intellectual freedom, intellectual humility, psychological freedom, psychological awareness, and curiosity. Go ahead, Raja. What would you like to say?
So, hello, sir. How are you guys? Just I want to ask you about the topic that we're going to talk about, because I'm new here.
Great. I love.
That's my first time.
Wonderful. I love having new people here.
Thank you.
So the topic is something that we generate based on our interest, and the topic shifts as the conversation evolves. So we have a starting point. I mentioned a few things as a starting point: psychology, history, language, interests. If you're not speaking, please mute yourself, Master Roshi, because we hear you walking around and moving papers and closing and opening doors. So just as a way of generating a sound environment that we can all learn in most easily, just mute yourself if you're not talking. Yeah, and then topic-wise, you're welcome to talk, and we'll get the topic. We're gonna generate the topic spontaneously through our curiosity, knowledge, and interests. We also do.
So I can
Yeah, go ahead, Raja.
So I can improve my English language from the B2 to another level if I like talk with you, talk with these guys, like just talk about different topic, make a different conversation about new people.
Are you asking if you're able to improve your English just from talking?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a topic, right? Ways to improve English ability. It's a topic related to education and best practices for studying. And I certainly have a lot to say about that. I'll just make a few points now. When you're learning anything, when you're learning English, you don't want to have just one activity. So this is.
Yes, sure.
You already knew that. Great.
Yeah, so like when I want to improve my English, I must listen to podcasts, films, find people that are interested by improve their speaking skills too, and exchanging ideas and maybe like join an English club and extra.
Yeah. So absolutely practicing having spontaneous conversations with people, speaking, responding appropriately is a great skill to have. It's only one of the things that I recommend you practice. We can't do everything here, but it's just one. Other things you might want to do. Reading is high on my list of recommendations. Reading is a great way to study grammar, vocabulary, comprehension, and
Yeah.
all
Yes, I
kinds of
agree
things.
with you. Like reading make you know more vocabulary because when you read the book, you focus. But I'm only 14 years old and I'm a high school student. So I have like some issues because I haven't enough time to do all that.
The other great thing about reading is you can go at your own pace. See, when you're talking to me, let's say you're listening to me, I don't know exactly the best pace for you. You just have to follow my pace. Maybe I go a little too fast, maybe I go a little too slow. But when you read, you can go as fast or as slow as you like. And that has a huge advantages because you can stay in touch with yourself and check how much information can you integrate. You don't want to give too much that it's too much that you can't learn, and you don't want it to be too little where you're not learning anything and it's boring. So reading has advantages. Each activity has its own pros and cons.
Yes, exactly. Like, just can you give me an advice?
I'm sorry, what? You wanted some
Mm.
advice?
Yeah, just you want advice to make me like learn a new thing in English.
I love giving advice.
Thank you.
It gives me such great deep pleasure to give advice because it helps me remember that my life has value. And I know some things that benefit others. So let me wet my lips as I prepare to give you the best advice you've ever heard.
I want to drink water too.
Yeah, have a drink of water. There's no rush. We're going to be here for a long time.
Yeah. A nice drink. I didn't try before.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready for my advice?
Yes, sure.
Find something you enjoy doing.
Something I enjoy doing.
What? Yeah. Find something you enjoy doing related to English.
Maybe like, I don't know. Listening to the podcast or reading book, that's all what I can do it.
That's all?
Films, maybe chatting with people from different countries around the world.
Oh, look, you found a second one very quickly. It wasn't all, actually. So listening to radio broadcasts and talking to people around the world, two things you enjoy. Great. Keep going.
And also just films, I don't know.
Films, yeah, films are great. Films, lots of fun English films out there to
Film.
watch and rewatch and study the screenplays and study the transcripts and discuss with people. And great. So you got
Yeah.
three. And keep
And maybe
yeah.
1 minute. And also writing stories.
Writing. You're a future writer.
No, not.
Come on.
It's just like a hobby.
As a hobby, yeah, but that's how they all start.
Yeah.
All the writers start as just hobbyists.
I just like write short stories in my mind. But I must like to get a paper, a notebook, and put it with me like everywhere I go to an I don't know how can I describe that. Just writing. Writing is all what I should to do.
I love writing too. See, I go and I'll go for a walk or I'll lay down before I'm going to sleep, close my eyes, and I'll imagine a scenario and I'll begin describing it to myself. Some of the characters, some of the relationships,
Yeah,
the
same.
events. Yeah, this can be very entertaining, right? You access your own creativity and it can be.
I think that's
What's that? Fictional writing, yeah. It could be fantasy, it could be any genre you like, and you can then share that with other people. People might be interested to read your stories.
Should I share my stories in the Medium application, or Wattpad, or just keep it for myself?
There's a famous book called Letters to a Young Poet. And in this book, Rainer Maria Rilke responds to letters they receive from a young aspiring poet. and the poet asks, should I show people my poems? And Rilke says, well, now that you're starting out, you may want to show your poems to others because you may want to know what they think if your poetry is any good. But when you become a real poet and when you become a real author, you're going to write because it is a way to survive for yourself. It is a way to know your own thoughts. You will never ask somebody else, how are my poems? You will never ask others, how is my story? Because you're doing it for yourself.
I just ask myself when I write a good story, be proud because I do a good job, and that's all.
I couldn't catch that. Say it again.
I say like when I write a good story, I be proud of myself because I
Yeah.
work hard in it.
Yeah, you'll just be
That's all.
enjoying yourself.
That's make me happy.
You're being
Yeah, that's all.
enjoying your own thought process, your own mind.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And for like not losing the ideas and not forget them.
Yes. Would you be interested to know if other people here are creative and interested in creative pursuits?
Absolutely no.
Yeah, ask.
If is there anybody here that interested by reading or writing stories?
Very good work, Raja.
I like actually to read more.
I prefer reading books because I think that's going to give me like a real information when I read story. Just I enjoy, and maybe I'm going to take like just one information that can help me in the future. But when I read a book, I feel like I can to improve my personality, improve the way I think. What do you prefer, guys?
I prefer more about psychology, but now I'm studying at school, so now I'm reading novels and everything like that.
I'm stressing about
I
the book that talk about medicine. Yeah, you can talk, bro.
Are you talking about the best way that we can with it improve like our English, or just in general having a better understanding of information?
Sir, may I have give me an advice to improve my English because this is my question. And after that, just we talk about the books, the writing, the reading, sharing stories.
Yes. Actually, I do prefer speaking with people and having conversation with them, but although I think speaking may have some diminishing returns, as spelling may have be a big mistake when speaking, because whenever you're speaking, you're not actually spelling the words in front of you. You're just speaking because you know the meaning of them. And maybe when you're writing, that's not going to be the same case. You're not going to be having a good time when writing with the right spelling.
I agree with that, but I prefer speaking to. At first, I was like shy. I hate to talk with the people in English because my English is not that good. I'm not a beginner, but I still should to improve it, to improve my level. But now I don't care about the people if they don't like my accent, don't like my vocabulary. I just talk English. Right now, I prefer speaking.
Okay. Me too.
Okay.
Now I'm going to make a recommendation. When you're talking to each other, try talking to everybody. Kind of imagine you're talking out to an audience. You are on a stage, you're on the Discord stage, and imagine you're talking to everybody on the stage and everybody in the audience. It's a lot of people. You got the 55 people here in the class, and then maybe even to the world when people watch you on YouTube. So we're doing a form of conversation that is a group conversation, and we're looking for ways to invite the group in. The way we do that is by talking to them. I talk to all of you, and that gives you a signal that I'm inviting you into my conversation.
Can I ask you one question,
Yeah.
Mr. James? Do you think that actually speaking can have some negative effects on your English or spelling?
No negative effects on spelling, and really not much of a negative effect that I can imagine, except that when we speak, we tend to use the language that we know already. So you're not having much input. You don't get very much input when you talk to people, even if they're speaking English to you. It's we don't use a very great variety of vocabulary when we speak. When we write and when we read, we use a much wider variety of vocabulary. So you have more of an advantage in input when you're reading and writing.
I have another opinion, so about that. I think that speaking can make you have like a new vocabulary, because like I'm going to give you an example. I want to see I want just to see I want to read a book. I can't to say a book. I don't know how the book I forget. Just for example, I don't know how can I say book in English, and I just say I want to read. Read what? I'm going to search about this word in Google or ChatGPT, any place. So that can make me have a new vocabulary. That's all.
So you like to learn new vocabulary by speaking and noticing where you have some gaps and then filling in the gaps.
Yes,
Okay.
I think that's a great idea.
By all means,
It's my personal opinion.
by all means, follow what makes sense to you. I always suggest that you be your own teacher, your own tutor, and a detective. You want to look at what you're doing and be a detective for yourself and see, does it work for you or not? And then use that to develop your own learning program for yourself, because you know yourself better than anybody else.
Exactly, but your devices can help me a lot. Thank you.
Mehrab here. What I liked about what we talked about is that, for example, when we want at first when we want to learn something, a special language, we have some goals, like, okay, maybe I want to communicate with for my work or for my study. But what Mr. James mentioned was that ultimately, when you really enjoy doing something, you don't think about your goal. You just do it because you enjoy doing it. So that was very interesting for me.
For me, I have a goal to learn English and improve it more, because now I'm only 14 years old. This is my first year in high school. When I take my baccalaureate, when I finish the baccalaureate, inshallah, I'm going to America. I'm going to America and complete my study there. I want to study medicine. So that's my dream, like my goal. I want to achieve it. So for this, I learn English. I never can be boring when I try to learn new vocabulary, something. So the main and the necessary thing to learn any language is making the goal. Like,
Great.
just you must ask yourself a question: why I want to learn this language? What I can to have if I learn it?
Great. So you already have some clear goals about, related to things that you already know you enjoy, like studying to get into school to study medicine, and you've been pursuing that and you already know you enjoy it. Is that right, Raja?
Yes, that's correct.
Cool. Good.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Anybody here want to talk or share his goal for learning English exactly?
Hello.
Hello.
I wanna ask for an opinion. That is it okay if it's out of the box? I'm about to ask about education, but not about English then.
You'll have to use your judgment. If you think it'll fit in, give it a try.
Okay. I don't know where to start actually, but um, I'm sorry. I'm a bit nervous. So
Take your
I'm a
time,
college.
bro.
Yeah, I'm a college student and I'm in my second year. But my college is online based, so I do everything from my home. Like I do assignments from my home, and I don't even go to the campus. I only go to the campus when I'm having my exam. So this is my case. Um, I'm too lazy, and I I think I already forgot how to study correctly. Like I already have a lot of motivation to do my assignments and to do study things like that, but I can't even open my book. I already opened my book, but each time I read it, I always feel sleepy and I don't even get any information from the book. So, do you guys have advice for me? I don't know when to start to learn or to study again.
Hi, do you hear me? Is everything good?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear.
Okay, good. Yeah, I have the same
Sorry for that,
situation.
bro. Just my ankle saying shit words.
Yeah, I have the same situation in driving school, where the first 45 minutes of the class, I'd basically be sleeping. And in my opinion, the best way to, mitigate that would be to find the interest in that thing you want from your studies. For example, I really want to drive, so that is unintended my drive to not sleep, to learn, to study, to pay attention in class. So find out something that interests you in whatever you are learning. So yeah.
Hello, my name is Abdul Ghafur. I study in a high school in Morocco, but I I can't speak English like you. I can understand what are you talking about, but the problem I can't speak like you.
So
Hi,
basically, I
sir.
was
Can I
just
ask you
What?
Excuse me,
how I
sir.
can develop,
What?
how I can improve my grammar, please? I have, by the way, I have a good vocabulary.
Excuse me, sir. Can I have a question for you, but in my case, and right now, but before that, let me introduce myself. My name is S. I'm from Indonesia, and right now, I studying at University of Indonesia, and I'm from Indonesia. Actually, I'm so really hard to understand what they are talking about in here, because my English is not really it's not really good, because I can't really understand when talking about in English. But do you have a recommendation at like a YouTube channel or something, and that is can improve my English skills, my English skill?
So I want to say something about people who are asking, how can I improve my English?
Yeah.
I want you to just notice that how to learn and talking are two different things. You can talk about how to learn English. It's fine. And we do that a lot. And you can talk about the things that people use English to talk about, like movies or school or politics and religion. I invited the politics and religion group over to join our class because they often have a lot of energy and want to talk. And this is not just a place for students. I like to invite people here who already know how to speak English, but also want to socialize and talk to people. That's part of what we do here as well. And that's also part of learning how to be a fluent speaker, a socialized fluent speaker. So you can learn English here, and you can, be exposed to words either in the conversation, or we'll share, materials. I like to share materials. But also, I want you to focus on being a part of the group, in the sense that things come up, people say things happen. You can have opinions about it all, and using the moment and what happens here and talking about it is a way to improve your learning. I will continuously give tips and advice about how to learn that I find useful, and I know a lot of people here love to do the same. They give advice about, best practices. But there's also something to be said for just simply listening. Now, if you're here and you're listening, you're going to learn something. I always learn something when I'm listening, almost anywhere I am, almost doesn't matter who I'm talking to, because I'm thinking, I'm engaged. You may be looking up words, you may have questions. It's necessary. I like to say it's to find the area inside of you where learning is possible, because it requires a little bit of curiosity, courage, an open mind to learn something, to learn anything. And if there's too much information, you're going to be overwhelmed. If you don't really know what we're talking about, this class may be too hard for you. It is an advanced level class. I think intermediate students can benefit. Beginners, you may have a real hard time. But it's open to everyone. Just like I say, for the native speakers, you can participate here. You can speak English here and meet people and talk to people. I may slow you down. It may be a little bit frustrating to talk to people whose first language is not English, but that's a beneficial skill to learn. Learning how to talk to people who don't talk exactly like you, or right, that's also
Excuse me, sir.
be a beneficial skill to learn. So there's 1 second. There is plenty of things to learn here. I try to make it accessible, valuable to a wider range of people with different goals, but can't satisfy everybody. I like to say also, sometimes I don't know if I can even satisfy myself. But if you want, you can talk about your goals. You can talk about how it's going, how it's working or not working. And then together, we're learning together. Okay, back to you.
Sir,
Yes,
I
Russell.
have a problem with my vocabulary.
But you say that your vocabulary is
Sorry,
good. You just have a problem with the grammar.
Sorry, one at a time. Russell, take your time. Let Russell finish. So I wasn't sure if you finished. You said you have a problem with vocabulary. Please keep going if you wanted to.
Thank you, sir. But in my case, when I
Well,
try
as you're
to
not
be
Russell, hold on a second. Let Russell finish. I want to just check with Russell. Russell, you said you have a problem with your vocabulary.
I have something.
Did I get the name wrong? Was that somebody else? Did I make a mistake?
Yes, sir, I have a problem with my vocabulary, but I have some grammar.
Well,
So you are good in grammar, but you haven't a strong vocabulary.
Raja, hold on a second, Raja. Russell.
Exactly. Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So what's the problem?
My vocabulary, sir.
What's the problem with your vocabulary?
No, I mean my grammar, sir.
What's the problem
My
with
grammar is so bad.
what's wrong with it?
Like I have some words I wanna use, but I don't know how can I make some sentences good.
What words do you want to make sentences good with? What words?
You didn't understand me.
I didn't understand you. I'm so sorry. Help me to understand. What did I misunderstand?
I think what he
No.
want to say is like
Nope. It's Russell's job to communicate. Don't take that work away from Russell. Give them a chance. They're working. Go ahead, Russell. What did I misunderstand?
I will explain. Sir, I have words, but I don't have any, like, wait, please. Listen.
You have words, but you have no grammar?
Wait. Like, no, my sentences is not good.
Okay. So your sentences are not good and you want better sentences. That's clear. I can understand that. I can understand wanting better sentences. I love good sentences. I'm always looking for better sentences. Here, I'm gonna read some better sentences. Here's a better sentence.
But my
But what?
I don't construct good sentences.
I know.
I have problem with my. Yeah, you get me.
I know. Yeah. You don't have good sentences. It's okay.
So how can I improve it? Improve that. Improve it.
Get better sentences.
How? How can I?
Where do no where no Russell, where do sentences come from?
From movies.
Where do you
movies, music.
Movies and what?
Music. Music.
Music, sure. Yeah. What music what music do you listen to?
Like maybe calm and like hip hop.
Hip hop? Okay. Did you go to karaoke today? There was a karaoke event in the English Hub. Did you go to that?
Maybe no.
Okay. Do you mind if I sing some karaoke?
Excuse me?
Is it okay if I sing some karaoke?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna sing some karaoke, and you're gonna get some better sentences from my singing. Okay,
Yeah.
let's try it.
Okay.
Here we go. So you're gonna try to listen to me and find the song that I'm singing. Maybe some of you know this song. My body is a cage that keeps me from dancing with the one I love. Though my mind holds the key, my body is a cage that keeps me from dancing with the one I love, but my mind holds the key. I'm standing on a stage of fear and self-doubt. It's a hollow play, but they'll clap anyway. My body is a cage that keeps me from dancing with the one I love, but my mind holds the key. You're standing next to me. My mind holds the key. I'm living in an age that calls darkness light. Though my language is dead, still the shapes fill my head. I'm living in an age whose name I don't know, though the fear keeps me moving. Still my heart beats so slow. Russell, tell me one sentence from my song. Tell me one sentence that you heard, Russell. Are you there? You're muted. You're gone. Russell, you gave up. Come on. So you there's so many places to get new sentences from. Books, conversations, music, movies, chat. There's like 100 different chat channels in the English Hub where you can get sentences. I know that oftentimes when people ask these questions like, where do I get things? Where do I learn things? How do I learn English? It's okay. You're practicing asking questions. It's totally fine. We're giving answers all the time. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you won't. It's totally fine. Go ahead. Back to you. Just say your name. Who's next?
Mehrab here. Messaging, was it your song or you made it spontaneously?
Oh no, you don't know that? Yeah. No. That's not Spontaneous Song. That's a well-known song by Peter Gabriel or Arcade Fire.
Thank you.
Hello.
Who's that? Talia?
Yes, this is
Yay,
Talia.
welcome,
How are
welcome.
Hi, ma'am.
I just wanted to also say that when it comes to language learning, it's very important for you to actually participate in conversation and not just listen. Because part of the learning process is to actually use what you've learned. Because if you don't use what you've learned, then it's all passive. Sure, you might understand what is going on around you, but then you yourself would feel a little bit limited in terms of how much you're capable of speaking,
Agreed.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I have a question for you about your own language learning journey, Talia, if you're open to it.
Right. So, I mean, for English, I basically immersed myself completely by watching YouTube entirely in English, by having all of my phone apps in English, just everything around me being in English. When it comes to like learning the Swedish language, for example, because I've been in Sweden for a little bit, for about 8 months, I've actually grasped on a lot of words by sort of finding like some parallelism between English and Swedish, and also by trying to talk to the local community and trying to ask questions, because you just have to put yourself out there. There was an experiment where there were two parents who were basically deaf and mute, and then they had children, and those children were actively watching TV, but they couldn't learn the language because they weren't involved in interaction, social interaction. And so this is why I stress on that component for language learning.
Thank you. Yeah, that's actually a well-known fact about language learning. We don't learn language from TV in that way. If you put a child in front of a TV, just like you said, they won't learn language. There is a social element to the learning, an interactive element that you cannot remove. And it sounds like, Talia, you proactively as an adult strive to take what you learn and put it into use immediately so that you're not, you're minimizing the amount of time that you're in passive receivance of the new language. That's great. And it sounds like it works well for you.
Can I summarize?
Go for it,
Russell?
Brave. Yeah, go for it, Brave Man.
Russell, I heard you as you have complicated to synthesize or construct the sentences in a proper way with a confidence while you are trying to talking with anybody else.
I try.
Yeah, do you have a confidence to talk with anybody else? Or you have a
Yes,
fear,
of course.
or you have a fear stage while you are talking that prevent you from thinking that made you as a body in cage, like what the song meaning.
Now, I'm going to stop you, Brave Man. I'm going to interrupt you. So you're attempting to summarize, but you're using some creative license. And the thing is, you're not speaking to your audience. So you're introducing new terms to somebody who probably doesn't know what you're talking about. So you're going to be met with silence or confusion, which is understandable because they didn't use the term metaphor, my body is a cage. That's your own creative interpretation. Now that's something you can do.
No.
That's something you can do with it.
Yes,
That's Brave Man, come on.
Delivery. No, I need to check the comprehension.
No, you don't need to check the comprehension. No, that's not your job. You're not the teacher. You're doing active listening, not checking comprehension of global events that are happening in the classroom.
Yeah, but I need to interact with her. This is a communication cycle. I need to interact with her after summarize and check and validate, and then we'll go with another stage with the discussion.
No, and no. You don't need to do those things. Actually, that's going to create some difficulties for you. You could do those things. They're not going to work.
Well, yeah.
I don't recommend them. And I can see how they're going to fall flat pretty much. Now, I can understand wanting to do those things. I can understand enjoying doing those things if they succeeded. But it's kind of like, well, I don't want to insult you, Brave Man, but I don't think it's a good idea.
But you did. You did.
I did what?
You're interrupting.
I insulted you? Well, I definitely did interrupt you.
If you are a native, no, what the stages, the second language that developed during the life, because it is a second language. I have a journey in the mid age. I have the same age as you now. I'm 45 years old, but I've been in this journey for 3 years and a half. I have experience about this. I can imagine what's her level now. What is her level now? Sorry.
Right. Well, so there's lots of things we could say, but I won't. So I just want to focus and say, try to follow my lead a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Back to you, back to the group.
Back to me? Okay. After Russell, there is Talia.
I want to ask
She's
you a question, Mr. James.
Go ahead, Cyber.
What is up?
Hello.
What question did you want to ask me, Cyber? Microphone check.
I want to
1,
ask
2.
you a
What is it?
question, Mr.
Microphone
Said.
check. 1, 2. What is it? Go ahead. Ask your question.
Hello.
Where is he? Okay.
Is my sound working okay? We had a problem with sound last week where half of the group was split over.
His sound chopping, but your sound is very fine and clear to me.
Yeah, it's
Your voice is very audible, Mr. James.
I'm audible, great.
Cyber, I think he has a problem. He has a connection barrier.
Yo, microphone check. 1, 2. What is this? The 5-foot assassin with roughneck business. I float like gravity. Never had a cavity. Got more rhymes than when Nine's got family. No need to sweat Arsenio to games the type of fame. No shame in my game, cause I'll always be the same. Styles upon styles upon styles is what I have. You want to diss the filter, but you still don't know the half. I spot New Balance sneakers to avoid a narrow path. Mess around with this, you catch a size 8 up your ass. I never half step cause I'm not a half stepper. Drink a lot of soda cause they call me Dr. Pepper. Refuse to compete with the BS competition. Your name in special ed so you won't settle with the mission. I never walk the street, think it's all about me, even though deep in my heart, it really could be. I just try to be my best to like go all out. Some might even say you're shorty black, you're bugging out. You know that song?
No, I didn't know.
You don't know that song?
No. You perform it very beautifully.
Thank you. I do my best.
Are you gonna memorize this song?
I am not gonna memorize this song. I need to do it from lyrics. I need to read the lyrics. I'm not into memorizing rap songs. I like listening to them though.
You were performing it is a very grateful.
Mehrab here. I like to share my understanding about subgrouping and joining game. Well, it's like in this class, when we talk about something, we try first to join on similarity. I personally, when I think about it, why should we go in this way? I think it allow us and enable us to explore. Okay, when someone says something and you immediately try to say, okay, I know the answer. That's the answer. Here, your answer. Okay, it maybe is the correct answer or something like that, but it's different than exploring. So, yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, I heard you said something about the joining game and the importance of reflective listening when you summarize another one to validate your understood about their speech, and this is the important step before you interact with anybody else. Where is he? Mehrab, I'm talking with you now.
Yes, active listening and trying to join on similarity. And, it needs a little bit courage and curiosity because you need to let the group to continue the flow. Maybe the group wants something that is opposite of what you personally want. So in that moment, it's really tempting to jump in and interrupt others. That's I can understand that. But when you hold it back, it's like when you take a cold shower. At first, it's not easy, but after that, it's pleasing.
Did I get your point?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, hello. Yeah.
Yes, brave man, you get my point. Thank you for.
There is anybody
Alright.
else? There is anyone in the need to talk?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'd like to respond to Chase.
Go ahead, eh?
Yeah, I'm here to listen.
Yes, thank you. You had the problem with studies, right? Like whenever you were picking up your book, you were feeling too lethargic and you were feeling sleepy.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
I'm talking to Chase.
Yeah, you're right. Not only about sleepy things and like that, but I also don't get any kind of information whenever I open my book. Even though I get some kind of information, but only a bit.
Okay. What I think you should do is, I think you have a lot of things to do. So instead of trying to complete like an entire chapter in one sitting, try to break it into smaller fragments and then do it. See, the thing what happens is when you've not studied for a long time or when you have other distractions, you build up a lot of resistance. And now you can't eradicate the entire resistance within like this one sitting. So you just have to do it bit by bit. So try to just break it into smaller portions and then do it.
So I have to set like small goals first. Like I don't need to set a high or big goals first. Like I have to learn bit by bit.
Yeah, it's like instead of trying to complete an entire chapter, like you sit on your desk and you're like, I'm going to complete this entire chapter. It's like a lot of resistance initially, See, right now you'll have to set up smaller goals, but as time passes, the resistance is going to decrease. And studying or anything in particular, it's like a flow. And once the flow has stopped, you have to rebuild the flow. And how do you rebuild the flow? You get rid of the resistance. You annihilate the resistance. And it's not going to happen in one sitting. It will take a lot of time. But I think like after 1 to 2 months, you'll be able to complete entire chapters in one sitting. But initially, go for just few topics. Like instead of thinking that I'm going to complete the entire chapter right now, just go for like, I'm going to do these 2 topics today and that's it. Like this, you'll at least be able to do something instead of not doing anything because you have a lot to do. You'll at least be able to do 20 to 30% of it. And yeah, after some time, you'll be able to do more.
What is the best hour for us to study? Like based on your experience.
Honestly, I don't think there's a particular hour to study. Whenever see that is what I'm saying. Instead of forcing your mind to like you're setting up an entire hour, okay? Like I'll study at 5 p.m. Now, as soon as it's gonna be like 4:30, 4:45, your mind is gonna just start panicking. Like, oh my god, I have to study in 15 minutes. I'll have to pick up the book and I'll have to study. Don't do that. Every day, whenever you feel most comfortable, just pick up your book and try to read. And if you can't do that, then just wait for some time and then pick it up. Don't set a limited time for it, okay? Otherwise, the resistance is just going to increase and amplify.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
But instead of setting a time, set limits. Set the goals, okay? Like today I'm going to do these 2 topics, not an entire chapter, very small things, like these 2 topics from the chapter. And you have an entire day. You can study whenever you want.
May I step in, please?
Yeah, please. Please, sir.
Okay. So it's fine. Sometimes people ask for advice, and I think it's great that you both of you were able to connect. Jace, you asked for advice. You had some advice to give. And Jace, did you get the advice you were looking for?
Yes, I do.
Great.
And I'd like to say thank you for everyone, especially A for giving me advice, and also Luximo for giving me advice earlier. And yeah, thank you all.
Very good.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're in the class for 1 hour now, and I want to do my poll. Usually I go for 90 minutes, but I want to ask if you want to go for an additional 90 minutes. So I'm going to do a poll. Do you want to extend class for 90 extra minutes today? Yes or no? Please respond so I know if I want to continue or not. And you can think, and you can continue to respond while we keep talking. So back to you.
Hello, James. What's up?
Hi, who's that? Is that Donkey?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I didn't have a chance to read exactly what you wrote in the chat because it went by a little bit quickly. It was something about God and agnosticism.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is that
it's a weird joke.
It was a weird joke. Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Just saying hello?
Like, yeah. Yeah, like, I really liked what you taught till now, so all the best.
Great. Yeah. Feel free. You don't have to rush.
Great. I wanted
So, like,
to.
okay.
Mm.
I mean,
Go ahead, Donkey.
yeah, so, like, James,
Merab, hold on a second. Go ahead, Donkey.
yeah, what do you think about people like Jordan Peterson who would try to make a word salad?
Oh.
And is there, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So word salad is, for those of you who don't know, word salad is a term that linguists use to describe a collection of words. The words, the individual words, they may be real words, but when put together, they don't have any meaning. Let's get an example. ChatGPT, give me an example of a paragraph of word salad. And I'll read that out to you. Oops. Yeah, basically it's just words that don't mean anything, but also like in the case of Jordan Peterson, it may be a way to kind of give to insult somebody that we disagree with. I'm not sure we don't know yet what Donkey's opinion is, if it really doesn't make sense or if it's just kind of insult. But here's a kind of case of word salad. Benevolent mustard carpets cascade swiftly among unification binoculars, floating up river to gather intangible equations of elliptical squeaks. Although polite corners attest to microscopic expansions, frolicking fragments subsume digital apple forks under luminous cannons. Turquoise trapezoids rejoice in each ephemeral breeze, forging cyclical illusions among cathedrals of ageless glee. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a random collection of words. They may be in the correct grammatical location, but the words together have no meaning because in language, meaning, semantics, and grammar, syntax, they go together, but they are two different channels. You can have meaning without grammar, and you can have grammar without meaning. Here, we have grammar without meaning, and that shows that's a kind of evidence that linguists use to demonstrate a fact about language, that meaning and grammar are separate. So that's what word salad is. But in the case of Donkey, what Donkey is saying that Jordan Peterson speaks with word salad, it's like saying my ideological enemy is stupid and they don't make any sense. But actually, it's not really true. They do make sense. So if I said, ChatGPT, tell me the basic ideas of Jordan Peterson, we're not going to get we're not going to get word salad back. We're going to get a list of ideas that you may or may not agree with. And then we can talk about his ideas. You asked me to talk about his ideas like you think I'm a proponent of Jordan Peterson. I'm not, but I will put forward, I will stand in his place for a moment so we can learn about this. Jordan Peterson is a Canadian clinical psychologist, professor, public intellectual, known for his lectures and books, online content from psychology to philosophy, mythology, and politics. He has a concise overview of his core ideas: personal responsibility, order and chaos, the role of myths and archetypes, the importance of meaning, speech, free speech, gender identity, etc., etc. So I don't know what aspect of that you want to look at, Donkey. Can you be more specific about what is word salad or what you think of Jordan Peterson that we want to engage with?
Well, it's not. I'm not blaming Jordan Peterson. That's just an example. So this issue we face generally with the people who know a level of English, right? So as emotion, I can say that using very difficult words.
You could say
and using
you could say what with difficult words?
Anything I want to convey to someone, right?
Okay.
And on the contrary, I can do that with very simple words.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the issue is for the people who don't know a very high level of English or very intense jargons, they become disconnected. Now, how do you prevent that from happening? I know you know a lot of words, but how do you know?
So
yeah, you got my point here.
You're describing a kind of social phenomenon of intellectual culture. It just so happens that some people use complicated language to say simple things, and that creates some misunderstandings or confusion, or that has an impact on people. And you don't like that, and you want to reduce it. How to reduce it is kind of complicated because we don't control the way people think. But I want to acknowledge, yes, there are people who will talk in a complicated way, even though there's an easier way to say things. There's all kinds of reasons people might do that. They may just want to sound smart, or they may have not found a simple way to say what they want to say. Being, conveying your ideas clearly is evidence of a high skill. It's not easy to be clear, concise, and simple when conveying ideas. So they may just not have reached the point where they're able to convey ideas simply. Or they may be doing it on purpose because they want to sound complicated. That's also a possibility, in intellectual circles and academic circles in higher education. Oftentimes people get benefits for being very smart. So some people, instead of being smart, they try to pretend that they are smart by using complicated words or putting words and sentences together that don't really make sense clearly. Actually, they're meant more to hide something. But that's a general phenomenon across the intellectual culture. Is that making sense, Donkey? Like there's no easy, simple solution to controlling or reducing pretentiousness. It's like it's like asking, it's like saying people are selfish in the world. How do we reduce selfishness? Well, that's a great question. No easy answer. Start with yourself, right? That's one way to do it. You can ask yourself, are you expressing yourself in a way that is clear and simple? Or do you yourself use overly complicated ways of talking just to sound intelligent or appear intelligent? I don't know if you are. But that's one place you could start. It's usually easier to change ourselves. I just want to read out some comments. You know, if you want to keep going, Donkey, that's fine. But I'm just going to read out some comments in the chat that are
before reading, James, I summarize you.
Yeah, I mean, it's all for me. I mean, thank you for answering me.
You're welcome, Donkey.
Yeah, pass on.
Brave man,
I think
you want to summarize me?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, you said something about complex language versus a simple language, and you reflect the complex language based on the skillful people that you need to be appear like smart people. And another thing, maybe this is the only language they know to talk about. And the last one, intellectual, because they are they have only this language in their life. For example, if they are experience in the schools and universities, and all the information that they thinking and from that articles and that knowledge. Did I get you?
You did. Thank you, brave man. You understood me, I'd say, well enough. So I'm going to read.
Yeah, but yeah, I have comment about that.
Before you have your comment, I want to read some comments from the chat. Excuse me.
Yes.
Skoogie asked, "Give them hell. Is that word salad?" No, that's an idiomatic expression. Give them trouble. Make it hard for them. It's not word salad. It's an idiom. Give them hell. A says, it's not a technique. You're just eradicating the resistance so that you can get back in the flow. If you'll do it properly, you'll be able to annihilate it too. I'm not sure what the technique you were referring to, so it worked for you. Sometimes it's hard to follow these chains of comments. I'm going to drop that one. Okay. Mirab says, who is EDP? Skoogie, a YouTuber who grooms kids, who's less worse than Jordan Peterson, who incites to kill kids. I don't know who EDP is. If you could tell me, that would be useful for me. Skoogie, if you call somebody's word salad without trying to get the gist of it, that goes against you being this PhD psychologist babysitter. Not sure what you're getting at, Skoogie. If you call somebody's word salad without try to understand them, that goes against you being this PhD psychologist bullshitter. I'm not sure what you mean when you say that goes against you being this. Are you saying that Jordan Peterson is the bullshitter? I'm not able to follow this quite exactly. If you could just say it in different words for me, I would appreciate it. Okay. Jay says, are idioms a part of the things that should be explained in simple ways, but people use it to sound smart or cool? No, not necessarily. People use idioms as a part of everyday language. Now, there are some students of English who get excited about idioms and use them too often. And then, yes, it is an example of trying to sound a little bit too sharp or a little bit too interesting, and it doesn't look good. Idioms need to be used sparingly for emphasis, but it's kind of like if you put everything in capital letters, nobody thinks that you're writing seriously. It's overdone. Fazuka, he talks mostly about complex things, and if he does so, it's not a problem because his audience is mostly well versed in the language he uses, native speakers. I guess you're talking about Jordan Peterson again. Chikush says, I had a friend just like that. He's fluent, pretty heavy Liverpool accent with a lisp. He knew I couldn't understand, and he was intentionally using words even normal native people don't use. He knew it and still felt the need to appear all smart and stuff. I related with what you said. Yeah, that's a common, again, another social thing. It's not just people in academia. Often people will use language to indicate who is on the in group and who is on the out group. There's certain, cultural terms or even whole ways of talking that clearly signal you're an outsider. I'm going to use this language to remind you that you're an outsider, and I'm not going to speak to you in a way that's for you. I'm going to speak in my own way, and you can suffer in confusion. People do that a little bit. People do that a lot. It's certainly possible. That's it. Okay. Back to you, group.
Yeah, I see the reading a chat and looking at the chat while we are speaking and discussion, it is a distracted for us because I can't focus on both of the group and the chat simultaneously.
You feel that taking in comments from the chat is a distraction.
Make me irritated, yeah.
Great. So it makes you irritated. Can you make some space for feeling irritated? Would you like to?
Yeah, I'd like.
How much space would you like to make for feeling irritated?
Explore about this.
You can imagine it as physical space, Think of your whole body. Think of the whole room, your irritation taking up the whole room that you're in. You can keep going. You tell me, when to stop. How much space do you want for your irritation?
I need to explore it with the group. If it suits them, then I will accept it and with satisfaction feeling, because it is a group and this is a majority consensus.
So you'd like to check with the group to know if they're okay with you exploring your irritation?
Like them, yeah, because we are human like them. If they are able to focus on both the group discussion and the chat, then I will agree. Will accept it satisfactorily.
Well, I'm asking a different question.
Go ahead.
You're asking if people are okay with using the chat. And I'm talking about something a little bit more general, which is exploring frustration. Now, we can do either of those things. We can do a discussion about...
No, I'm not asking them. I'm not asking them. I'm exploring with myself now, but I'm talking, I'm thinking loudly.
What are you exploring for yourself?
Yeah. I will be content and satisfied if I explore it with the group and they agree about my opinion and perspective. Now back to you, James.
Back to me. Thank you. I've got the floor.
I explore it.
Thank you. I've got the floor. Okay. So with the floor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate the exploration of physical irritation. This is me feeling irritated. I am exploring my irritation at the size of the room. My irritation is growing to the size of the city block. As I breathe in, my irritation expands to the state of New York. My irritation fills all of New York State with burning hellfire. Expanding out even greater, my irritation is the size of the United States. It feels good.
I'm really lost.
What's that, Lestat?
I said I'm lost.
You're lost. Where are you? You don't know. Okay. Well, come back here to me if you can. Can you see my face?
I do.
Okay, so you're not totally lost. You remember me.
Well, I'm lost in my train of thoughts of
Ah,
this current
yeah.
conversation.
You're lost in your mind. Come out of your mind and into the class.
But like you were talking about irritation and how big is yours.
Yes. So you're not lost. You know exactly what's going on. I was talking about irritation and how big my irritation is.
Like, but the thing I'm lost at is what does that have to do with anything?
What does it have to do with anything? Good question. Any idea?
How can reflect it for my irritation?
Lestat, you muted yourself. Does that mean you're done?
No, I just want. I'm grabbing my tea. Wait, hold on.
You're grabbing your tea. Okay. You have a number of markers. My irritation, your tea. You're not lost. You may have some questions, but you're not lost.
Maybe. So I just. So I think like the whole thing is about irritation, but like um. So yeah, I guess the whole thing is about irritation.
Lestat, can I ask you something?
Sure, go ahead.
When you think you're lost, how do you feel?
Well, insecure.
Insecure is actually a frame. It's a way of thinking about yourself. And underneath your thought about yourself as insecure, probably have a feeling. I'm imagining not a good feeling. Does it
Scared.
Scared? Great. So anxious. I like to use anxious for imagined danger and fear for real danger. Fear is like there's a tiger in your room gonna eat you. Great. That's fear. But here, there's no tiger. We're all just kind of voices in online, so no real danger. What are you anxious about? What are you telling yourself that is scaring you, creating anxiety?
Well, like I can't read the room properly, and like I couldn't, like I've been here for 10 minutes, and I don't know, like I cannot remain in the train of everyone's thought.
I see.
So
you're
like
wondering what is going on inside of other people, right? You're saying you're trying to keep up with other people, and you're not finding a way to do that. You've been here for 10 minutes and you haven't succeeded. So what it sounds like to me, at least, is you're at the edge of the unknown. There's something going on, you don't know what it is, and that's unsettling. You said insecure. It's like looking. Black hole is a good example, is a good metaphor for it. When you look into a black hole, you don't know what's inside. That's a little unsettling. It's like, huh, what's in there? I don't know. Could be anything, could be nothing. It's the unknown. So you're kind of seeing the group discussion as like a black hole, like you don't know what's going on. Then that's unsettling, and that makes sense. Now, would you open to a recommendation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my recommendation, when that happens, see if you can connect with yourself. Come back to yourself, because you are accessible fully to yourself more than anyone else, and just see, what's it like to be here in the group now? What do I want? Is this moving me towards my goals? What are my goals? If, do I want something different to happen? Have I spoken about what I want to happen? Or am I just just floating along, floating away? If you do that, you'll be more grounded, and I think you might have a better chance of getting what you want and participating with others in a way that is like in your member role and is successful. Can you tell me what I said, Lestat?
Well, you said like when this occurs, is that we like you ask yourself, like first of all, get connected with yourself, then get along with your connectivity to people, and ask your questions like, oh, what are you doing here? What do you want to get, and etc.
Yeah.
I guess.
This is called grounding or centering your own experience. Because if you're running around like chasing other people's experience, that can generate a feeling of like, I'm lost. Because what you're losing is yourself. You're losing your own direction, your own intuition, your own knowledge, your common sense, your goals, even your identity. You want to stay with yourself and act from yourself. You want to bring yourself into the group. That's the goal of a conversation, is to bring yourself into the conversation in an engaged way in some manner. Now, if people are saying things that don't make any sense to you, it's not very engaged to listen and not say something. So it's great that you said something. You're like, hey, everybody, I'm here. I want to engage. I don't know how, because there's something strange about what's happening. That is a way of engaging. And I'm curious, now that you've done that, do you have a different experience than when you started and you felt lost? Do you have a more engaged feeling, or do you still feel lost now?
Is it still?
Interesting. Like does does connecting with yourself, like, okay, um you connect with yourself, but you have bad feelings in the room, like you think everybody's not your best buddy. They just I think like I have a mind read that people are masked, or maybe I'm addressing only to the classmates, is that I always feel uncomfortable around their company.
Lestat, do you feel uncomfortable now?
No?
Okay, so you're in your mind, you're theorizing, but you're not connected to yourself, your actual experience. What is your actual experience being in the classroom talking to me?
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah. So what happens is, when we have an awesome experience, we may want to run away from it, because, believe it or not, we don't like feelings, even good feelings. And we hide from our good feelings. It's tragic, but it's true. We hide from our good feelings. So if you notice that you feel good, if you notice that you're enjoying yourself, you can make space for enjoyment. Like I was making space for irritation, you can do the same thing. Ask yourself, how much space do I want for my awesome enjoyment of talking to James? The room, imagine how much space you want, the size of a house. How much space? Tell me, Lestat, how much space do you want to explore feeling awesome?
The size of the galaxy.
You want to go to the galaxy right away. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been keeping
We're
up.
going to the galaxy. I want you to imagine the
James,
Brave
I
Man.
wanna summarize.
No, you can't summarize. He's not done working. Hold on, Brave Man. You're going to contain, you can explore your feelings. This is an invitation for everybody to explore their feelings. So, Lestat, imagine yourself as the size of the entire galaxy. And imagine your awesome feelings spreading out in all directions cosmically throughout the entire galaxy. Take a breath. Allow yourself to breathe naturally, feeling your feet on the floor and your body in your chair. You're grounding and you are joining with the entire universe, the entire galaxy.
Yeah.
And stay there as long as you want. Make as much room for your awesome feeling as you like. You deserve it. It's all yours. Good enough, Lestat?
Yeah, I feel I'm getting there.
Great.
Yeah.
I want to read comment in the chat. Scoogie says, I felt irritated about Brave Man's interruption. Irritation. I felt irritated about Brave Man's irritation. I felt betrayed. I was listening to him. He didn't want to listen to me. Use the chat, guys, and I felt my irritation going into my eyes, blinding my judgment. And Lily asked, how much space has your irritation taken? Skoogie says, not much. It surrounds me like shackles and chains, trying to take over my freedom and push me to hate Brave Man and not listen to him. I want my freedom back, so I'm focusing on their aspects. Brave Man can benefit me. That's one thing. You could certainly do that, Skoogie. You could focus on the benefits that you get. Another
No,
another option.
you're gossiping them to me.
Sorry, what?
You're gossiping them to me. I didn't read the chat, so I didn't interact with them as I feel they are outside of the topic, outside of the discussion room and the floor.
Oh, but they're
I
not.
can't concentrate and focus on both the discussion room and the chat simultaneously, so I forget them.
That's okay. You don't have to focus on them, Brave Men. So don't take it just personally, right? We have different experiences of different members, and that's fine. It's not really about us. When somebody gets irritated with us, that's their.
I take it personal with you because you are gossiping them. No.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You can take it personally towards me, and we can work on that too. Can I just finish my thought first with relation to Skoogie?
Yeah, go ahead. Don't mention my name, because if you mention my name, I will interact with you.
No, that's not how this works.
Dictatorship.
Okay, I will go to pray, then I will come back after praying.
Okay, goodbye. So when we have an experience that relates to another person, what I say is it's not just personal. It's also part of the system. See, we all have people, and the reason I will mention somebody's name, Brave Man or Skoogie or Bam or Lestat, is because we are people, right? And so, of course, we are people. Of course, we have relationships with each other. I get annoyed at Brave Man gets annoyed with me, Skoogie gets annoyed with it's a big circle of annoyance, right? And that's fine. We don't have to ignore that. We can know that we're personally annoyed with people. It's not the end of the world. But it doesn't end there. The next step is to notice there is a larger process at work. You see, I could replace Brave Man with somebody else. I could get annoyed at person A or person B or person C. It doesn't really matter, because when we get annoyed at people, it's usually more about our own experiences, our own thoughts, things that have to do with us. The people are just kind of like placeholders, members. Different members come into the class, different members leave. We're likely going to get irritated by people. We don't have to ignore that. Actually, it's if we ignore that, it creates different problems, and we want to address these issues rather than ignore them. So what I was saying to Skoogie is he's experiencing his irritation as a problem, like it's coming to take his freedom away. That's not actually what's happening. The thing that's taking Skoogie's freedom away is the attempt to control his irritation, to push his irritation away. It's kind of like a self-denial, because feelings arise in us spontaneously. And we don't like to be controlled by ourselves, right? So I'm irritated. I don't want to be irritated, but I'm irritated. Fact, right? It's a fact. I'm irritated. Then I say, no, 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 I don't want it. But I'm sorry. You have it. You have irritation. That experience of trying to pull the irritation out of us when it's there, that's what creates a sense of no freedom. We don't, but we're doing that to ourselves, and then we don't realize it. So we blame the other person. Why am I so miserable? It's you. You created this lack of freedom for me, or I did it somehow. So anytime you want to feel more freedom, you can make space for your feelings, irritation or awesomeness or whatever feeling you have. And you can be irritated with me, right? It's totally fine for Brave Man to be irritated with me, doesn't like me using the chat, doesn't like me mentioning his name, doesn't like me interrupting him. Those are all legitimate experiences. And we can talk about them and explore them here. There's a lot of value in doing that. And I appreciate Brave Man doing that work for us, helping us to be overcome our anxiety of discomfort. Bam, my teaching assistant, welcome back.
Hello, Mr. Green. How are you?
Great.
Man, I wish, Mr. Green, you had a class every day, because I used to speak like a beginner and now I speak fluently.
That's
Thank you.
amazing. I'm so impressed at your progress.
Thank you. All because of you.
I'm glad.
I do what I can.
Good hat, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I'd like to say hello to my subgroup.
Your subgroup?
Yeah. It's if you didn't attend the last class, you wouldn't get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
So, Mr. Green, I just joined. Could you get me up to speed on like what's happening?
We're exploring feelings like irritation and awesomeness.
Oh, I'm the perfect man for that.
I don't think so. Mr. Green, I think there is a chain of thought, there is a chain of discussion that will be started with the source of the discussion and then will end with the feeling. But we are now focusing on the feeling more than the source of the discussion.
Didn't you have to pray, brave man?
Please give me a minute or a second.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Now we are discussing the source of this feeling. I'm exploring, you asking me to explore my feeling. I said I'm irritated. Now we are indulging this, emerge in this feeling. But what about the source? Now we are in the tail of the discussion and forgetting the head of the discussion.
Excuse me.
That made
me
more irritated.
I'm going to step away for 2 minutes. Bam, you're in charge while I'm gone, okay? Bam, take over. 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
So,
Isn't that
brave man, could you summarize in one sentence what you meant?
No, I will summarize based on my chain of thoughts about it. Maybe it needs more than.
Sure. Hold on, brave man. But problem is, you speak in paragraphs. You need to speak like one-liners. So, could you give me like a one-liner?
One-liner?
Yeah,
I
one-liner.
know what.
Ah, come on, man.
Ah,
Give me your best one-liner. Look at my dog, bro. Look at the dog in the. Yeah.
wait here.
Why are
I
you
wish
feeling this way, brave man? Like, do you usually have these thoughts, or is it only on Discord?
I wish I could give you one liner.
Okay, so how's everybody's mood right now? You've been in Mr. Green's class for like an hour. How does everybody feel?
I see
good.
you as a trolling and troublemaker for this group now.
No,
Why?
Why?
Why? Listen, why exactly did
Because
you have that feeling?
you are complicated our discussion.
Isn't complicated discussion good?
fellas,
Now you are reflect other one attitude and manner.
Uh-huh.
they
Yeah.
Bro, isn't like, is this too much for you? You should like,
Yeah, too much because you are interrupting and make space
if
for
you have,
for yourself.
brave man, if you have any complaints against me, put them in chat, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, don't disrupt
No,
our
I don't.
discussion.
I don't focus on the chat simultaneously with the discussion group because I'm here in discussion group.
No, but if you keep
Can talk.
complaining about me, we can like continue the class, brave man.
Okay, I got this.
okay, fellas,
I'm back. Thank you. So what we have here,
Yeah.
what we have here is something I call a roll lock.
Oh,
It's a roll lock.
Yeah.
We
Get
take on certain roles that are complementary, locked into another person's self-defeating role, and we go into a downward spiral. So if you want to complain, I suggest don't do it, don't complain directly at each other. Instead, complain to me. So I will have less of a chance of taking your complaints or criticisms just personally. If instead you talk to the whole group, like I often ask you to do, you can then get your subgroup. Okay? So that's my recommendation. Now, I can't force you to do that. I make these recommendations, and sometimes people ignore me and say, James, you may be the teacher, but I'll do whatever the hell I want, and I will attack people directly and tell them, criticisms and whatnot. And that will create, that will make things difficult for us. And also, Skoogie, I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate you inviting people to report people in my class. That creates an atmosphere that is not the atmosphere I'm going for. I'd rather us talk about our issues here internally. So
yeah.
Skoogie, I don't even know if Skoogie's here. Skoogie is not in the. Oh, you are. You're in the audience. So, yeah, you are welcome to report things, but
I don't get it. I just said hi and like I
well,
didn't
I don't even know.
told you.
We don't even know that Skoogie's talking about. See, I don't know what Skoogie's talking about. He could be suggesting that we report on
To be honest-
Skoogie. I don't even know.
Yeah. Everybody
honest,
reports Skoogie for bad behavior. Okay.
So-
Yeah. Mr. Green, I think we should continue. Let the haters hate. Let's continue our
Well, of course. Yeah, haters will
So-
always hate. Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
yeah,
Mr.
so, like-
Brave, why exactly do you feel like I'm disrupting the class? Like, as soon as I joined, did that give you a sense of irritation? What happened, bro?
So I'm gonna give you some coaching, okay, ma'am? May I?
Okay.
So the why
Yeah,
questions invite
please.
people to explain. And usually
Mm-hmm.
people have a hard time hearing a why question as an open question. It sounds more like an accusation. So even if it's not an
Uh-huh.
accusation, if I say, why are you here? It sounds usually to people like, you shouldn't be here. Why did you cook me spaghetti instead of lobster? It means, you made a
Uh-huh.
mistake. It's usually interpreted judgmentally. So um, my recommendation is, instead of asking people to
Yes.
explain themselves, you
Mm-hmm.
you listen to them. You can ask an open question and just listen to them, whatever they want to say. So maybe somebody says to you, "You're a troll. You disrupted the class. You
Mm.
changed the topic. I hate you. I wish we
Mm-hmm.
could get rid of you. I'm going to tell the moderators that you're a big troublemaker."
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, there you go. You it
I call it a pissing match.
Well, it's not exactly a pissing match until you get into the roll lock mode. And
Yeah.
I'm giving you some instructions of how to how to remove yourself from the roll lock.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Green, what if somebody speaks in paragraphs? How do you get them to shut up?
It is irritating when people speak longer than we want to listen. So what
Yeah.
what I recommend is, it's not easy, but basically
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing that we were doing before. We make space for irritation. Now, depending on your role, you may also interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
In a case like this, it
Okay.
could be that you interrupt, or you can appeal to me to say, hey, this is going on too long. I will remind the group in general that if you're speaking too long, or if you're speaking longer than others, it will reduce people's
Mm-hmm.
capacity to listen. I haven't seen people talking too long here. If you feel that people have been
Mm-hmm.
talking too long, then go ahead, talk about it, and get a subgroup. Who do you think is talking too long?
Brave man.
Okay.
I know it's
Well,
not that he's talking too long. It's just like he says so much but means so little. I think conversation should be like back and forth. If somebody keeps yapping for like
yeah.
5 minutes, it's not conducive. It's not a conducive learning environment. Yeah.
Well,
James,
maybe.
how someone labeled him as a fluent one, but he didn't answer. He didn't understand the basic thing that you are talking about.
Pissing match. Okay.
I understood you, but I was just
I
yeah.
talking with Mr. James. Yeah.
Well, here's my piece of take. I mean, what if, like, Bam here talking about
Uh-huh.
brave man's having too long conversation is something, a confidence of him, really. Like, what if he has short attention span and not the brave man talking too long? I mean,
Yeah, it could be possible. Yeah.
yeah, everything could be possible. I think like
Yeah, true, bro.
I
I
think
think
like
the main instruction from the James to talk. If I need to complain about me, complain with him, not me.
Yeah, I complained to Mr. Green, man.
I didn't say.
You didn't hear me. You didn't.
Okay, guys.
You can see
So,
me, but yeah.
once again, you're both not following my instruction. I don't know if you realize that. You're going back into the roll
Yeah.
lock. As long as you go back into the roll lock, it will be like an obstacle for the group as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So would you try following my instructions instead? Talk to the whole group about whatever irritating experience you have. Don't talk to each other, and ask for somebody to summarize you and join you. That's how you get a subgroup. Who would like to try that?
I would.
Go for it.
I won't.
Um, so everybody, I feel like whenever you speak to somebody, it's 90% listening and 10% like actually speaking. So so any conversation you have, you should always try to listen more and speak less, and try to give a response that's relevant to what somebody is saying. Yeah, and just don't like make irrelevant comments or go on tangents. It's really boring and nobody likes to hear that. So, can somebody summarize what I said or no?
Good job.
Mehrab here.
Go ahead, Merab.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bam said that when you have a conversation with someone or in a group, especially, it's 90% listening and 10% speaking. Did I get you correctly, Bam?
Yes.
Great. Yes, I 100% agree that when you listen, you have, I think it's like you know what's going because you are listening. But when you speak, it becomes harder. So
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, good job.
Anyone
Good
else?
summary.
Yeah, I actually summarized you and add something. So now, anyone else? I'm done.
So,
Great.
Mr. Green, I'd like to ask you. He gave me a summary. What should I do next? Should I move on to another person or just
No,
let
it's
anybody
actually the
speak?
way the joining game works is because Lestat summarized you, the floor passes to Lestat. So Lestat now, the
Okay.
focus, Lestat is asking the group to listen to him, and he's asking for his summary now, and that's the way it moves around.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
what
gotcha.
you or anybody could do is now summarize. Sorry, Mirab. I said Lestat, but I meant Mirab. What it passes to Mirab, and you can
Yeah,
summarize Mirab.
I was confused. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anybody want to summarize Merab?
Yeah, I will.
At the end, it's just gonna be one word. Stop yapping. But okay, let's go.
The active listening. Rob, you said the active listening. It was listening for 90%,
Yeah.
and when you speak 0% or more than approximately 10%. This is active,
Yes.
but reflective. Yeah, tell me.
Thank you for summarizing, Brave Man. Yes.
Yeah, but imagine if you in the real life and open the room.
So now,
Get in.
hold on a second. Brave Man.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Brave Man.
Go ahead.
So stay
Go ahead.
with us. So you summarized Merab. Now Merab said
Yeah.
yes. Right, Merab, is that right,
Yeah.
Merab? He got you?
Yes.
Okay. So now what you want to do is now you're not going to talk directly to Merab anymore. You're going to separate from Merab, check with yourself, connect with yourself, and then speak to the whole group, everybody. Go ahead, Brave Man.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, group. I think the problem maybe we will face in actions speak more than words. If I said I need to listen 10%, 90%, but I listen for 10%, then our words not reflecting our actions. So I think behavior it is more important than our words, because
Yes.
the people see our behavior, not seeing only the words. Everyone said whatever they want, but I think behavior is important.
Great,
Very
Mehrab here.
insightful. Very
Yeah.
insightful, Brave Man.
Do you? Yeah. I want just to summarize quickly. You said that our behavior is also important. Besides our speech, our words that we say.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. because the actions translate our words. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Green, could you invite Villa to the stage? She's like my best English student, so I think she could teach somebody something
ask
really.
her to raise her hand and come up. Is she in the room?
Yeah, Villa, raise your hand. Villa, raise your hand.
So,
Okay. Oh, she's really shy, so she just wants to listen right now. It's fine.
oh yeah, you interpreted wrong, I guess.
No, she's just shy. She has a lot to say, but she doesn't want to say it right now. So you can continue, statue.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I have no peace. Like, um,
So
you
how
know,
does everybody
I
deal with irritation? If you're irritated with somebody, how would you would you attack him? Would you be patient like a Christian, or like what would you do?
Great question, Bam. I love that question.
Yeah,
You
thank
know,
you.
one thing that I learned, related to what Braveman said, it's I'd like this to separate these things, and I learned in this class, thanks to Mr. James, that we have feeling, we have thoughts, then we have actions. So first, if we are irritated, that's I consider it a feeling. So we don't have control over our feelings, as we've been discussing in the class. So if we try to if we accept that we don't have control over that, that's the first step, and I think that will help us a lot. Yeah. So this is what I do.
Yes. Very good, very good. You understood my point. I'd like to pass the torch to Mr. Green so we can move on to another subject. Thank you.
Yo, hello. I just joined here, man. I
Welcome,
wasn't like
Majestic. Welcome, Majestic.
yeah.
Welcome,
Thanks.
welcome.
I just joined in Discord, I was like feeling boring and during my time in working.
I couldn't make out
Thank
what
you.
you said. You're new to Discord, something. Couldn't understand you.
Yeah, I just feel like feeling boring, right? So that's the reason why I joined Discord.
Bored.
Thanks for
You feel bored.
Yeah.
I love it when people come to. I love it when bored people come to me. That's actually awesome. I never feel. I never feel bored. I never feel bored. I feel always. Why? Well, because boredom is a. I don't want to say I never feel bored, but boredom. I don't usually feel bored.
It's like when you have like nothing to do, so that's straight to the point you feel boring, right? So that's the main reason I think.
Kinda.
So if you're one of those person who's busy, so you have like multiple tasks to do, so you're gonna feel, not boring.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Makes complete sense. Let's move on.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll just mention we have one more hour of class. So we agreed to do an additional 90 minutes. We've been going for 2 hours. We'll go for one more hour.
So how I could like open up my camera here?
You need to get permissions in the server by participating in the server for a certain amount of time.
Yes.
So
you need to ask a Discord mod.
So
Brave man, turn off your microphone if you're having some other conversations, please.
Yeah. Mr. Green, can you mute Brave Man?
I can, but I want to ask him to do it on his own first. So, Brave man, do you hear us?
يا زلمة طفي المايك.
Thank you.
Look at the moderator behind Bam.
So yeah, can I talk?
Yeah.
There's something intrigues me about Bam, like when he shifts his background images.
Yes.
Yeah.
One
I
image
try to be
intrigues
relevant
me.
to the conversation. We were talking about Discord moderators, so I put a Discord moderator in the background.
So to the relevance, he added a product of a camel's piss. It's called. I don't know. It's
No, it wasn't camel piss. It was actually like an energy drink in Saudi Arabia.
Dude, as I think there is some other Moroccan here.
No, please don't disrupt the class. We're talking about irritation. Do
Sorry,
you
sorry.
find my background irritating or not?
Are you irritated?
Yeah.
You are?
No, I mean
Yeah.
your picture. Yeah.
You,
That
you,
that
feel,
picture
you
behind
feel
it.
irritated now?
Why are you irritated? That's the big question. Yeah, could you? I know
Irritated.
I'm not supposed.
Irritating.
No, sorry. So hold on. Group, why do you think Majestic Cougarette is irritated by background? Does anybody have an opinion besides Majestic?
I'm sorry, I was back.
So Mehrab, why do you think Majestic is irritated by my background picture? Does it look like him?
I can answer that question, but
Yes.
when you directly ask people, it's kind of pushing. So I prefer to
No,
hold
Mr.
on for
Green
now.
told me not to ask the individual, but to ask the group. So I'm trying to ask the group.
May I?
Yeah.
So it is
Look like
useful. It is useful to distinguish between what are called open questions and closed questions, or open questions and narrow questions. And so
Yes.
what Bam is doing is he's asking a narrow question. He's getting focused on a certain idea. Now, people
Yes.
generally experience narrow questions as a restriction of their ability to talk. So if I
Yes.
now, Bam, Bam,
What the example? What the example about both of them, each of them?
Okay. Stop. Enough. Okay. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
here's the thing. The agreement here that we have is
Yeah.
to explore rather than to act. To explore the
Yes.
desire to do something rather than to act it out. For example, if I want to change my background, we explore the desire to change our background in words and get a subgroup rather than putting it into action. Because if we start acting on our impulses, which is very tempting, it will create noise in the space. So, for example, if I want to fight with Merab, I don't fight with Merab. If I want to call Merab a stupid idiot, I don't call Merab a stupid idiot, but I instead explore the desire to do it. And I say, I'm really irritated with Merab, and I'd like to call him a stupid idiot. That is within what we can do here. And I want you to learn how to do that, how to distinguish between actually doing something and exploring an impulse. And so that goes with everything, coming and leaving and muting and unmuting and interrupting and sharing different backgrounds, all of that stuff. If we actually put it into action, they're what I call restraining forces. They get in the way of our goals for being together. So,
Yes. So now I
can
want
you
to
tell me what I said?
explore.
Can you tell me what I said, Mirab, or anybody?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Summarize Mr. Green,
Hello.
please.
I'm
Okay.
coming again.
Hello,
Hello,
Rajta. What's
Rajda.
up? Nice to have you.
Thank you.
hello.
So what
Yes.
are you talking about?
Could you summarize what Mr. Green said in 3 lines or less?
It was Mr.
I just come now and I was talking with my friends, so I don't listen to anything. Can you explain what's the main idea
of
We're
the
g-
topic?
we're gonna try something different.
Yes, we
Like
can.
talking about.
It's normal to open the door and ask
Hold
everyone
on, hold
in the
on.
room,
Brayman,
in the room,
Mr.
in the
Green
room
was
what's going
speaking.
on. It's
Brayman,
not
Mr.
normal.
Green was trying to say something. Could you let him speak?
What?
So if you notice,
Thank you, Mr. Green. Yeah.
there's a lot of energy in the group, and it's being put into the group.
Yeah.
It's becoming a noisy space. If you want a noisy space, you can take your energy and just direct it into the group. But if you want to have a coordinated space, you'll need to learn how to contain some of the energy that's coming up in each of you. We'll see how that goes. You could also explore what it's like to be in a space where there is this level of noise. You'll probably experience it as irritation, but we can see.
Yeah, this is my source of irritation here.
I don't understand that
I talking with the group, so I need to discuss this one with the group because it is repeated a few times here.
Dude, I just want to like describe something, but it might be like awkward.
I'm sorry, guys. There's some noises around me. Just
Hello?
I'm going.
Rajda, can you mute yourself so you can get to know the discussion? Could you mute yourself? And Braveman, could you mute yourself as well?
Hello, my friends. I just like joined and I want to say something.
Yeah.
I feel like each time when someone try to say something, this man, Bam, keep jumping and like saying some different things. Like, we want to move on, like changing the topic, and he said stop talking. He give the role to that to talk, and he changed to this person. So what is going on? I'm just like trying to
Wait,
understand. Bam, what is
I
your
hate
role?
those person actually. I hate the person just make rules by their opinion and give it in group and say shut up or zip up to
I
any
mean,
person.
Rajda, listen to me. You joined the class. You don't even know what the conversation is, and you're just asking everybody to focus on you. That's not a good thing. You should mute yourself, listen to the conversation, and then chime in when you have a basic understanding of what's happening.
I just
Yeah.
say like I hate the person that say that. I don't say anything and sorry if I do something bad.
Okay, it's fine. Just mute yourself and join in the discussion later. So I will
I'm going to
ask
leave the
every.
discussion.
Okay, nice to have you, Rajda. Bye
Still
bye.
there? Hello?
So,
Good
What
morning, sir.
kind of discussion you took? Why it's like his camera is just freezing? Hello?
My camera?
James Green, yeah. Wait.
I think it's something wrong with your internet, man. I can see
Yeah,
him
yeah,
just
yeah.
fine.
yeah. Dude, you look like a pilot of like some aircraft who like about to landing.
so can
This
can
guy
I
is
speak?
pilot and we are in like
So hold
bus
up.
aircraft. I don't know how.
So, okay, Mr. Green, I feel like the conversation got derailed by that person who joined. So can we just like go back to irritation?
Bam, can I give you some coaching?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Always welcome.
So
this is what we need. Yeah. Indeed.
Stop interrupting Mr. Green, please.
So they may not know. So I'll tell everybody. Bam, I have invited Bam here as my teaching assistant. And Bam is learning how to be a host for my calls. So
Exactly.
that's one thing. Second thing is, Bam, this is for you.
Yes.
There are ways to talk to people that will alienate them, push them away. Not that you intend to do that, but we want to look for ways to talk to people that will invite them in, even when they're doing things that are disruptive or that we don't like, that irritate us, because often they don't know that they're doing these things. And so we want to find a way to talk to them which does not activate their defenses, because we all have psychological defenses. And if you speak to people in a certain way, there's ways that are more likely to activate their defenses
Yes.
and ways that are less. So it's not an easy thing to do. Actually, this is a very advanced skill to develop, and it takes quite a bit of time.
Mr. Green, I thought I was really nice with that Rajda person. How could you give me like an example of how I could have handled that better than I did?
Yeah. So Raja was
Rajda.
Rajda had just arrived, right? And so we have a classroom with a certain structure, and the way the structure is that I let people come up. I let people join. They can come in to the middle of a conversation. And so there is a tendency for groups to push newcomers out. We don't like newcomers because newcomers, we have to catch them up. It's like a pain in the butt. It's like, what do you mean? What am I talking about? I was just talking. If you were here, you'd know. But they don't know, and they don't realize it. And so, in a way, I'm not saying that you have to welcome newcomers, but I'm welcoming newcomers. I'm bringing them up on the stage. I'm saying the class is open for everybody. So if you're irritated at them coming in, you can follow my lead because I'll show you how to integrate them in. You could also complain to me and say, hey, James, you're letting in all these new people. We can't get anywhere. We can't have a conversation.
Yes.
So
okay, got it.
Now that's not to deal with them. That's to deal with ourselves, to make an inviting place, because people will come and stay in a place where they feel invited rather than pushed away. And when groups push newcomers out, they also don't realize they're doing that either. They think they're just, asking something reasonable, asking, get along with, conform to our program, find a way to fit in. It feels reasonable, but actually most newcomers will feel a little bit put off by that. They won't, it'll feel restrictive. So there's a balance to be found between opening up the group to new people and restricting the group so that we maintain a classroom where we're not being disrupted. It's a little bit of a balance. In this case, I'm not sure that there was an easy way to deal with it. I don't know why Rajda left. She may have been offended. She may just be doing something else. It's okay. With an open group as well, I say, people can come and people can go freely. That's just my policy. It creates a little bit of chaos, but it also creates a little bit of fun. You never know who's going to show up, and it creates a setting that is a little unpredictable. So that's what this class is. Yeah.
True. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Speaking
Can I add something to what Mr. Green says? It's like my opinion, you can say. Like for many times when people ask me how you learn like English, I'm learning English with like different ways, but I mention all the time I'm joining a class, and the class like from Mr. James Green. Why I say that? Because I think he's a good teacher. Why? Because he's the person who's listening all the time, and like what is the perfect thing is summarizing the previous person. It's something really good. And listening to the others, but bam, like when you hear each like new person join and try to say something, and you say mute yourself and try to talk later, or like you just like try to change the topic when someone keep want to talk about this thing, like you just like we can say kill the mood. Like imagine four people trying to talk like in something, and you just try to change that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, keep on speaking, man.
Hold on. So
No, I just want to mention something. Like,
wait. So I wanna bring something in, okay? Toby?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who was just speaking? That
It
was Midori.
Midori,
Excuse me,
Midori.
Midori, okay, if I bring something in?
It's okay, it's fine.
Yeah. So there's something called pushing. Pushing is when we
I remember that.
pushing is when we tell other people to talk about anything. Also, people generally don't like it. Talk about this. You do this. You do this. You speak about philosophy. You speak about your opinion of God. Pushing.
Yeah.
We generally don't like to be pushed. So, what I recommend instead of pushing, we row. We go into the conversation or the boat. We find what we want to say, we say it, and we invite other people in.
Yes.
Bam, can you tell me what I said?
Instead of pushing people to say something specific, you just go with the flow, row.
We go with our flow. We bring in with what is in our idea, in ourself, our idea.
Yes.
And you missed a part.
Yeah, I missed something.
Yeah.
Could you repeat it, please?
We invite people to join us. That's why it's called the joining game. We invite people to follow our lead, to join what we're doing. Now, maybe they will and maybe they won't. Tell me what I said rather than asserting it.
We invite people to join our conversation instead of forcing them to join it.
Not just our
if they join,
not just our conversation, but the thing that we're bringing in, like us, like our subgroup or our you know, whatever it is that we're doing that we're looking for company on, we're asking them to come in and do it with us, to join us.
yes, yes. Yes,
Speaking
and
of
it
inviting,
if the other person joins or not, that's on them, but we did our best.
That's right. People do not have to join us, and they may not. And actually, if we want them to join us, you don't push them, because pushing them reduces the chances that they'll be interested in joining us.
So,
okay.
May I ask something?
Yeah, who's that? Toby?
Me, yep.
I mean, I'm going to be.
So, what topic are we doing right now? I just joined recently, so can you like very quickly brief ask me?
There is no topic.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say that. No.
Me.
Wait, hold up. So isn't
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Toby, I want to say something about your question, and this is for everybody. Sometimes it's useful to say who we want an answer from, because here, as you can see, there's a lot of different voices, and there's divergent voices, and there's divergent opinions. And so if you ask everybody, you may get that kind of chaotic answer. So maybe you want that kind of chaotic answer. I don't know, Toby. If you don't, you can also specify who you want an answer from, whether it's me or Bam or Brave Man or somebody else. That's an option too.
Yes.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, Mehrab here. I like to express my feeling right now. I feel, I want to say, give somehow my feeling. It's a feedback for BAM presence. I don't know if I should ask you, BAM. Is it okay?
Well, so Mehrab, let me just ask you, who do you want to give the feedback to? Who do you want to know what you're going to say?
I want to express my feeling towards what happened about the class recently after BAM comes in.
Now,
sure.
You're kind of putting two things together, because you said you'd like to give feedback, and that's not the same as sharing your experience to the class.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not actually, I'd like you to choose between one of those two things. Do you want to get a subgroup, or do you want to offer somebody feedback?
Yes. I think I'm a little bit confused here.
Yeah. So here's the difference.
Because
Here, can I clarify? Right. Getting a subgroup is not about teaching people something. Getting a subgroup is about inviting people in who can join us easily and who understand us easily. Giving feedback is about teaching somebody something new. And when we give somebody feedback, we want to check with them if they want to learn something from us. Otherwise, they won't be open to it. So do you want to get people who, do you want to find out who can join you, or do you want to teach something? That's what you're asking yourself.
Thank you. I want to see if anyone can join me.
Okay, so just talk to the whole group. You don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see that Bams is playful. I see Bams presence a bit playful, and I enjoy that he is here for learning, and I learn alongside with him. So yeah, anyone else?
Muchas gracias.
Well, that's yeah.
When you said anyone else, you want me to do the same, like sharing my opinion also, or what?
I'm looking if anyone else can join me. If they want to clarify something, they can summarize me.
I thought like you want someone to share his feedback also, just like.
No, currently we are. I'm looking for a subgroup, and anyone else who feel the same about what I described.
I mean, like, can I ask you something? Why you feel like this about Bam? You said like he's doing good or something like this. So why?
Midori. No, Merab. I don't know if you were here before when I said why questions are generally taken as an accusation. So even if it's not meant as an accusation, I'm gonna suggest that we avoid that, because what happens is it kind of circles back into Marab as if Marab's the only person who would be enjoying this. As if there's right. So what Mirab is looking for is he's looking for somebody to join. If you ask him to talk more, that's a very different dynamic. Maybe familiar from social settings, but it's something that I'm trying to give you an alternative to doing that.
Shout out to my
Midori, can you tell me what I said?
You said like Merab are like trying to find someone to join him, like join the subgroup and or maybe summarize him. But the point what I can't understand is what should I summarize? Like he said he find like Bam was doing great in this conversation.
Yeah, so it's a little bit, I know it's a little bit strange, but I'm actually asking for you to understand me in this case, Midori. And it's,
yeah, I understand you. Like what I'm doing was
No.
somehow wrong.
No, actually, you didn't understand me. You skipped over what I said, and then you began to explain yourself. And I want you guys to distinguish between exploring and explaining. And I'm going to put in a little chart in the chat. This is 2 ways of being that we can have in a conversation: exploring or explaining. And I want you to you can have both of them, but I want you to separate them out. So if you're looking to understand somebody, you're open to receiving new information. If you're talking, if you're not talking to me, please mute yourself. I think you were saying something, Toby, to yourself.
Teacher Green, can I say something?
Hold on a second. Let me finish working with Midori. So, Midori, you with me?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm listening.
So, where are we? I'm losing track here.
You were saying like you can have both explaining
Like
and
you share
exploring,
something
but you,
in the
you
chat.
need to separate them. That's what you said.
Yeah. I'd like you to summarize, but I lost it. So let me just put it aside. Maybe somebody else remembers. I'm not sure.
I think you said like the way how I
Uh,
asked the way how I asked Mirab before, it was kind of like a circle. We're just like gonna being in a circle, like asking Mirab why he say that, and he will answer, and it's gonna be between me and him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it right?
Yeah, because you have a different opinion. You're asking him to explain himself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
So what that's going to create a certain dynamic where you're going to crash into each other. And instead of doing that, I'm suggesting that you simply listen to him first.
Yeah, he said anyone else. He gave his opinion and he said anyone else.
Oh,
So
I know.
basically, I didn't. Yeah.
And what's the problem with him saying anyone else? He you listen to him while he's talking.
By the way, shout out to my brother. He's in the stage.
Your brother is here?
Hello.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
I'm his brother.
Emperor Debsy the third?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's my cat's name. I found this image on Google
Okay.
that kind of looks like him.
Welcome.
So, yeah. Thanks. Glad to be here.
So fun class, right?
Hello, the green guy again.
It is. Well, it is fun until you came.
I just think like he will like serving some customers here in the store. Yeah.
I didn't catch that, Listatu. What did you say? It is fun until
my brother came.
Until your brother came. Oh.
Damn. I mean, I
Sibling
didn't.
rivalry. Damn.
Well,
Mr. Green, should we implement a new rule? One family member, one guy from a family, like on stage at a time.
Propose it.
Something.
that's the thing. I didn't ask him to come. He just came.
Well, we're not necessarily blaming you, Listatu. We can have a rule outside of, it could be up to the group.
Yes.
Can
Group,
I
what
ask
do
some
you
questions?
think? Should we like ban one of them from the class? Should we like remove one of them from the stage? Let's take a vote
Wait, what?
in chat.
So I want to get
Flip a
to
coin on
something.
it.
I want to bring up something which Mirab is bringing up in the chat. Mirab, you're saying I said Bam is fun and is here to learn. I'm happy with his presence and I learn alongside Mr. James what he's trying to teach him. Great. Now, what made you bring that into the chat as opposed to bringing it into the voice? Do you notice yourself dropping yourself in the voice? You asked for an anyone else. You didn't get it. You didn't get a join because somebody was trying to get you to explain yourself more. Don't let them push you around like that. You don't want to drop yourself. Go for your join. But you'll have to stick up for yourself, Mirab.
Yes.
Okay, yes, of course. I was trying to ask Skoogie's answer the Skoogie's questions, and I wasn't listening to the group at the moment.
Well, there you go. You want people to listen to you, but you weren't listening to the group. That's going to make it harder for you to have the ability to stick up for yourself. And that's actually not listening to the group is a way we drop ourselves.
Yes. So I think that would be a good idea from now on to listen
to
the group.
I probably is.
Can everybody see Mr. Green? Because I can't.
Guys, who's Mr.
Oh, I
Green?
can.
Is it me or James Green?
I think there's only one person in the room named James Green, so it's probably him.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So how I can, guys, can I get the permission to open up my camera? I
No.
wanna fix in the camera right now. Could I?
Actually,
can. I mean, I can.
we can't give you the permission. You have to ask the owner
All
of
right, just one
English
time.
room.
Yeah, just one time, please. Come on.
Why do you want to show us your face, man? Is it that good?
No, not the face. The place where I am right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm lagging, so I'll rejoin, okay? Or
Okay.
listen, is Mr. Green
What's going
frozen
on?
for just me or everybody?
What's going on now?
Mr.
Can
Green,
you get Green R, pronounce the R, Mr. Green.
Mr. Green,
You think,
clean.
coach?
Yes.
Uh,
Alright.
I'm gonna rejoin once.
Okay, Mehrab here. I think it's okay to make mistakes, a lot of mistakes when you learn. Anyone else?
Yeah. Okay.
I
It's
think
fine now.
I think it I think it's not okay if the teacher is banned.
Bro, could you like stop focusing on me and just like start a new subject? Like as soon as I join, every discussion is just about me. Like find
No,
something
no,
else to talk
no.
about, bro.
Man,
You
listen.
are
Yeah.
He said
you are the elephant in the room.
Harab said, I feel it's
I
okay
literally haven't
if
said
someone.
anything for the last like 10 minutes, bro. Like find a new topic. Come on.
Give him a chance, Bam.
I feel like
No.
somehow he's making himself like a topic. That's why I'm saying. And I know the comment was for me. That's why I answer.
ما دوري قولي اعطيني
So
permission.
I would like to issue a complaint to Mr. Green. Mr. Green, could you steer the discussion away from me? Because I feel like if everybody just makes comments about me, nobody's gonna learn anything.
You'd like me to steer the class away from you?
Yeah, from making remarks about me when I haven't even said anything for the last 15 minutes.
Are you taking it personally that the class is interested in you?
Actually, it's kind of stroking my ego, but I want to like discuss something else because it's getting kind of boring.
What would you like to discuss instead?
Um.
Do you
Okay. Let's
do you
talk about
agree to
witty.
open the topic? Another topic, different topic.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you
maybe
let me speak, I could.
sorry.
If you let me speak, I could give you another topic. Do I have permission from the class to speak?
But we are a group. We can propose that topic as well. You are
I'll be
assistant.
sure you fucking asked me. That's why I'm like, okay.
Don't shout. Don't shout. I don't agree about shouting. I don't care about your shouting. Tell me
I'm
how
not
you
even
will lead.
shouting.
How you will lead the proposal.
So, Bam,
Okay.
Bam. Here's the thing.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything wrong, but you are
Yes.
doing some things which make it harder for you to get what you want. So, for example, you would like to talk about something else. Now you're being interrupted. That's not your fault, right?
I see him as an ego. He's ego about his behavior. He don't listen doesn't listen us as a group.
So just
Yeah, why do
well,
all
Bam,
man,
Bam,
stop
focus on my voice. There is a skill of blocking out what people say. You can block out what Brave Man is saying. I think there's even a way to do it on Discord. You can just click on him and mute him for yourself.
Yeah, you can.
Mr. Green,
Okay.
I'm controlling
Yes, can.
myself right now
Yeah.
because it's your class.
You're doing
If we were in a
Bam.
public if we were in a public room, bro, Mr. Brave Man, yeah, better not join me in a public
Bam,
room, man.
you're doing great.
You affect
Yeah.
me So you're afraid from
Thank
me.
you.
You can't lead. You can't
Oh,
lead
shit.
the group, and you can't lead the room.
You two are basically two big elephants in the room. I mean, come
Bro,
on.
he's talking like that only because he's in internet.
What do
I
you
mean,
mean?
look,
On
I
look.
didn't
internet, sorry.
threaten him, bro. I just said like I would tell him to shut the fuck up if we were in a public room. But
Oh, you said
I'm in a
that's a
co. I'm in
foul.
a.
That's a
Bro, could you
foul.
let me fucking finish, bro? Shut the fuck up.
Easy on the profanity, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Chill.
Come on. Let me
I
fucking
mean, like,
finish. Finish your
that
thought, man. Come on.
I feel like we are like 27% or more. If we make a pool and ask if like all the others like how Bam behave, and
Excuse
if they
me,
want him like
Midori.
here, they're gonna say no. That's not.
Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
no
don't know.
offense
That's
to
like a
anyone,
good
but
way to make
like,
the noise stop, Mr. Green. Just take
Guys,
off your
I think we
headphones.
should listen
yeah,
Mr.
thanks.
James.
The silence
Like
treatment
the
from
teacher James.
Professor.
He's the humble guy here. Like he has previously
True,
taught us like how can we be more humble.
Mr. Green, I think you taught these guys
true,
how to
true.
irritate people. Like it's perfect, man.
So
Yeah.
I don't teach people how to irritate. We do that automatically. I don't need to teach anybody how to irritate others. We're very good at doing that on our own. So the key
Yeah.
is here, bam. You're not following my instructions, and so you're making it harder for yourself, for me to support you in having the floor. It's true, I am responsible for people ultimately interrupting you. I could remove people,
Mm-hmm.
but I want, as a teacher, I want you to get the experience of the skill of people focusing on you in a negative way. See, they are focusing on you in a negative way, and I'm telling you that is something you can ignore. You can just push it out, but you don't want to then react to it. If you start reacting to it, you're going to invite them to do it more and more and more. So if you really want them to stop, all you need to do
Yeah.
is breathe, remember that I told you you're fine, and let me manage these interruptions and whatnot. Groups don't like differences. Even though I'm the teacher, I may say, hey, I have this non-conventional teaching assistant. The group may rebel and say, to hell with you, James. We're not gonna let your teaching assistant work. We're gonna tell them they're a troll. We're gonna talk over them when they speak. So that's not your problem. That is my problem. And you're totally safe for just letting me handle it, right? So we're negotiating
Gotcha.
kind of our role responsibilities. And it's tricky because a lot of these comments directed at you, they are unconsciously designed to get you to react. And as a teacher, your responsibility
Yes.
is to learn how not to react when they want you to react. Because if you let them manipulate you, and again, I use manipulation lightly. This is an unconscious process. Students don't mean to do this, but they don't know better. So you're learning as a
Yes.
teacher how not to react. They're learning as students not to be go into like defiance and just rebel. And this is not easy stuff for anybody. We're doing a decent job here, learning it step by step, but
Yeah.
it's not easy for anybody. And that's why I said earlier, when it happens and two sides are in it and they can't let go, it's a roll lock. And I want both sides, to learn how to undo the roll lock from your side. For you, it's simply not reacting. For them, it's not interrupting people who have the floor.
Yeah.
Jim Green, can I
Sure.
summarize
I'm
you?
ju- I'm just gonna Mr. Green, I'm just gonna ignore them now.
Can I summarize
Go ahead,
Green?
Midori. Yeah, you can summarize me, Midori.
Okay, so first you said like that he have to know how he can ignore people, like then they can't manipulate him. That's first, yes. And the second thing you say is like also the student. I know, like I missed a part, but I'm just like highlighting this the thing that like take my interest. So, and the second thing you said, like the students also have to know how they have to behave, and like you mentioned that this is not his problem, because people don't like the new things. I mean, let's say it like just this class as an example. But I want to say something. First, when you said like we don't want like assistance, or I don't know what is the word, that for me, in my opinion, that's totally wrong. You understand? And the thing that you teach him how he can ignore people, it's just a wrong thing. Imagine, it's not about ignoring people, it's about the way how he behave. Like imagine each room he gonna have to ignore like let's say like 6 or 7 people because they don't like how he behave. I mean, just like let's make a pool to show him the reality or the truth that people doesn't like the way how he behave. It's not about ignoring people. You can't ignore like all the word. Imagine just 2 words you don't like this word and you start like shouting and saying some bad words. It means there is a problem. There is a problem. It's not about ignoring, but it's about you. You should know like when the problem is on you or like on the others. That anyone else.
So, Midori,
he-
Midori, you want the problem and the responsibility of the problem to rest with the right person. And you're saying that ignoring others is not a solution.
No, it's a solution, but like it depends on the case. In this case, it's not like a solution. You give him the wrong solution. It's my opinion, cause the way how he behave, it's bad. So we have to fix that. Not trying to ignore people when he behave, when he have a bad behavior or something.
Well, so Midori,
Yeah.
how do you feel towards me for choosing a teaching assistant that behaves badly?
Can you say it again?
How do you feel towards me for choosing a teaching assistant that, in your opinion, behaves badly?
I mean, like my opinion about what you done. Yes, like
Oh.
choosing this person.
No, not your opinion. No, opinion is your thinking, but your feeling. Are you, frustrated,
My
irritated,
feeling.
annoyed, angry,
It's fine.
interested,
It's fine.
curious? You're fine.
No, no, it's fine. Cause like when you choose this person, I
Midori,
don't know if you know how he act like. What?
now help me understand, if I'm doing something that you don't like, how do you feel fine?
Nope, you didn't. You didn't. Like sometimes, like let's say they choose someone and this person is like, I don't know, act like somehow. So it's not my bad. You understand? Because I don't know how people are before. Like,
You don't think that I'm responsible enough to choose a good teaching assistant. You think that I'm just doing something and it's out of my control.
yes. And it's still like it doesn't mean like it's you have to do something when he's like start talking and doing some, I don't know, let's say stupid things. I feel like you also responsible and you have to do something.
I didn't catch that. What's that?
I mean, when like the things going out of control, you also have to do something.
Yeah, I agree, right? I'm responsible for what happens here, even if it's another person. Ultimately, I'm responsible for my own classes.
Yeah.
Mehrab here. Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not summary, but it's a bit related. I personally, when explore myself, I can easily find the part of myself that like to say bad words here. Okay, shout at people. Sometimes that I'm frustrated. So maybe someone. And I remember the time that I couldn't control my actions, that I couldn't control my, when I was younger, or maybe when the situation is out of my control, I couldn't control what I say. So, but how we're gonna fix this? If you think that this is a problem, okay, if all of us in this group, if you think that there is a problem in the group with someone or any of us, we are in the group. So how do we want to help each other if you think something is not right about someone? So I think for the first step is to try to find the part that of ourselves that can join on similarities to the people who are on this stage.
That's the idea. That's the idea.
Yeah. And also, I want to add something to Mehrab. Let's say there's a problem in Midori, which is me. I think the best way it's like try to mention that problem on me, not showing me how can I avoid this problem and saying this problem is not on me but on the others.
You want to own what you're doing and how you're contributing if it's problematic?
Maybe I can't explain it right. Listen, I said like let's say there's something bad on me on the way how I behave or like there is a problem. Let's say the problem in general. So if there is a problem on me, I think like it's normal to mention that, like mentioning like I have like something bad or I'm doing something bad is good than saying no I'm fine and I just like have to avoid or ignore that, which is Mr. Green says before, and that's what I don't like. That's why I'm mentioning that again.
I couldn't follow that, Midori. What did I say that you don't like?
Uh, Teaching him how he can like ignore the others when we know where is the problem.
Where's the problem?
Okay,
I
Mr.
mean, why
James,
you have to?
Tori was saying, I can explain. Like he's
Sorry,
saying,
Ayan. Let him. You don't want to take away the work of somebody working to explain themselves. It's tempting, I know, but it's actually Midori's job to speak for themselves. So let Midori finish. All right.
Yeah, I was thinking you want to say something different, but he's trying to explain me. So what she said, like before in the beginning, like when you're talking, like when you give an advice to Bam, you said he have to just like learn how he can ignore the others, when this is not the solution.
What do you think the solution is?
First, we have to know like what is the problem. Then we can think about the solution.
How are you going to know what the problem is?
The problem is like, for me, it's obvious. I'm gonna say obvious because it's just in the way how he behave and how he answer the others. So it's he can't like just fix that with ignoring the others. Imagine you have a bad behavior, like you said some bad words to someone, and when he do
Midori,
the same, you just want to ignore him. Yeah.
what is the bad behavior?
The way how you talk to the others, cause like I don't know what they said, each action have a reaction or something. So when you just like someone say something that you don't like and you give him like some bad words, most likely he gonna do the same. And you say you just have to ignore the person who answer like this. Like what should he do? Anyone else?
He left the room
James,
speechless,
can I
my
explain?
guy.
I agree with what you said, to be honest.
Hello.
Yeah, this
What
is
is
the
the
point. Because I
question?
know many people are like having the same opinion.
Sir, what is the question?
We have 15 minutes left. I'd like to invite in the silent subgroup. The silent subgroup are people who have not yet had a chance to speak. I like to remember that the silent subgroup holds a lot of valuable information for the group as a whole. And I want to encourage, but not push you to find a way in with that valuable information. I have not heard very much from Ayan, Emperor Desby, Master Roshi, or Draco. I wonder if any of you would like to say anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for
I want.
giving me opportunity.
We'll go Draco and then Ayan. Go ahead, Draco.
So, sir, actually, I just joined now. So, could you explain what is the topic so that I can talk about?
Yeah, we're at the end of the class, so it's really you can talk about anything you like. You can mention what brings you here, your goals, or what it feels like to be here. Anything you like, it's up to you.
Okay, sir. So, I just wanted to improve my English. So, I was just finding different resources. So, my friend suggests me that you can go on Discord and there you will find people where you can practice and you can improve your English. And that's why I am here.
Okay, that's good. This
Bam, I found the changing of your background's a little disruptive. So hold on a second with that. Ion, we're gonna go to you. You're also in the silent subgroup. Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, I want to say like what you were saying, and while I listen to others, like Midori and everyone, I understand like when as as a person like I am, if I did some rude behavior with someone or I behave badly, and from your point of view, I have listened and learned like how can I be more humble to say like just turn off your microphone, or like I can say it more nicely like could you please turn off your microphone? Mr. James will speak now and I'll give you a chance later. This is the second way. And the first way I just say, hey, turn off your microphone. So this shows my behavior. So like you can give me suggestion to control it. So Midori already understand, but he didn't understand in a correct way. Like you already said this thing, but think that you said me, but I'm not taking it or understanding it. That's my own problem. That's not your problem. Like it's not the Mr. Teacher, James Green problem, because he has already explained like how can we behave more in a gentle way.
So there's two issues that you're bringing up that I just want to highlight, okay? When we want somebody to do something, first of all, do we have the authority to give them instructions, right? Do we have the authority in our role to ask somebody to do something like to stop talking or to whatever? We may not. Then there's a question of do they understand us, right? If you have the authority and you say something like, please turn your camera off or mute yourself, maybe they understand or maybe they don't. That's the second part. Then the third part is maybe you have the authority and maybe they understand and they don't want to do it. And they just say, I know you want me to mute myself, but I don't want to mute myself. That's a third consideration to have. And each of these considerations generates different circumstances. And we can look at each of them in turn. Maybe not today, I don't think we have time, but each of them is different and each of them is important to consider. Okay, I want to go to other members of the silent subgroup, Emperor or Master Roshi or Kaio Alavarenga, who just arrived. Any of you want to say anything?
Yeah. Hello,
Yeah,
hello, and good morning, Vietnam.
Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I told you I'd show up eventually.
What's that?
Told you I'd show up eventually. Yes, I know, it's pretty shocking, person in the chat.
What's shocking? I didn't catch that, Anthony. What's shocking?
The person in the chat, people are surprised that I actually showed up.
Oh. Yeah, it is. No, it's. I mean, I'm happily surprised when I see people come in on camera. I very much welcome it.
Yeah, I come in to any voice channel with a camera, to be honest. Ever since the owner started protecting me against those doxers, finally.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Well,
He came back to life. I wish he hadn't. Well, fuck you too, Midori. What's my skincare routine? I don't have one. Scuggy, no, that's my ex. I'm 20.
And what?
No, they're asking how old I am.
Oh, you're 20.
Yes.
Okay. So we are ending in about 7.5 minutes, and I want to move to the last section, surprises and learnings. It's the wrap-up time. The invitation is to consider the time we spent together. We spent 3 hours together, and you can think about things that were surprising, things you learned, things you liked, something you didn't like, something that was new that you discovered, or something you'd like to do after having been here. And I'm going to put my link to the text space for people who want to stay in touch with me during the week. You can chat with me there and chat with the teacher, James Green. And also, as I mentioned at the beginning of class, this class is recorded onto YouTube. So if you'd like to see the YouTube recording, I'm going to post it in the chat with the teacher channel, and you can view last week's class, and I'll be recording classes regularly.
Righty-ho.
Any surprises, learnings?
I want to say something. Bam was good, actually.
You were satisfied with
And
Bam's participation?
yeah. After what I see now, I think Bam was actually good. And James Green, thank you for everything. And Anthony, hello, my friend. Welcome back.
Welcome back. You just said you wished I was dead.
I'm just saying, because how I learn, how can I fight the others with English is just from you.
Hang on, people are saying that this shouldn't be on YouTube in the chat.
Well, there's a difference between is and should, and it is on YouTube. So if you don't like it being on YouTube, that's fine. You can bring that in as a dissatisfaction. Any other surprise?
In fact, Evocative wrote, James, please, this nonsense does not belong on YouTube.
Yes. Is that a dissatisfaction, Evocative? We can hear.
I hope if I'm like in this video, I want to check how I talk and how I act like when I'm talking to the others in this room.
That sounds like a next move, Midori. You can watch the video of you talking to others and see what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mehrab here. As always, I'm very satisfied being in this class, learning how to communicate. Of course, there were some moments that I was dissatisfied. That when you see the connection is not made between people. So yeah.
It is dissatisfying when we can't connect with somebody who we want to. Yeah. Who did you want to connect with that you weren't able to connect with, Mehrab?
People who couldn't find the value in Bam's presence.
You wanted to connect with other people who found value in Bam's presence, and you weren't able to. And that was dissatisfying. What is one small thing you could do next time so you're not so dissatisfied?
Probably working on my English more.
Okay.
Yeah, and pondering more on the class and see how it goes in my mind.
Sounds good. Another thing, if you're open to suggestions, Mehrab, is you can ask the group to do what the group is here to do, which is join you. If you didn't get the join, you can say, hey, I'm still looking for that join. Because remember, if we don't get the join and people want to bring in something different, it's their responsibility to ask to do so, not just to steamroll over you. And so you can say that to the group, like, hey, I didn't get joined and I'd still like to find somebody who is in my boat. Would you be open to trying that, Mehrab?
Yes, sounds like a plan.
Great.
Hang on, is the chat being broadcast?
The chat is being broadcast too. Yeah, the whole kit and caboodle.
Well, you're going to have to leave this one off YouTube because somebody asked me a question that's kind of awful.
You'll survive. I don't have a lot of followers.
I will not. I will not. I've had nothing but health the past 3 years.
Is that a dissatisfaction that you're finding out it's being broadcast?
No, it's my life could be in danger if you do this.
It does sound like a dissatisfaction then.
Again.
Again? Oh, you were saying that before. My plan is to broadcast it, and I would also suggest don't reveal things in public that could put your life in danger.
I didn't.
You didn't reveal it in public?
No.
Well, this is a public class.
Oh, still, strike me off, would you? Maybe add a little bit of maybe when you're uploading, edit it so there's a censor bar over the selected message.
We can talk as a next move. I'm going to move on to other surprises and learnings now. We have 2 minutes left for other surprises and learnings. Bam, what did you learn? Put it into words.
And I also like the part that you sang, you rapped actually. It was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Quick, Sart.
Oh.
Last 30 seconds.
Lovely. Purge it.
Huh?
Purge.
Purge?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for this class.
It's mainly so I can stay safe.
And on that note, we'll end. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
No
Thank you,
problem.
everybody. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
week.
Have a great week. I hope to see you next week. And that's it. Bye.
You will, provided the conditions are met.
Thank you.
Bye, Mehrab. Bye,
Good.
Kaio.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, the broadcast ended?
No, the broadcast is still going.
I'll tell you after it's done.
Okay. You can leave messages for me in my chat with the teacher space. Is that where you're going to leave messages for me?
Oh, I just asked in DM about the side chat.
You want to private message me about your concerns?
Yeah, mainly about the side chat being broadcasted,
Mhm.
as also bad stuff can be put in there.
Mhm. Well, I recommend not putting bad stuff in the side chat because it's a public space.
I'm just worrying that if people do start putting hate speech in there and it gets
Yeah.
broadcast, you could be a little on the hook.
I'm happy to be on the hook for hate speech since hate speech is not something I'm opposed to.
What?
It seems like we have a disagreement.
Someone who isn't against homophobia. Ah, jeez.
I'm sorry, you were putting homophobia in the...
No, I wasn't. No.
Okay. I thought it was something that you put in the side chat that you were worried about.
No.
Yeah, so you'd like to make sure that my class is protected from having inappropriate things spoken or expressed by members?
No, I just mean like homophobia and racism.
Mm-hmm. You would like to rid my classroom?
I don't know.
You don't know what?
I don't know. I'm just worrying for your channel and whatnot.
You're worrying for me. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
I figured that'd be part of my New Year's resolution. Worry about other people as well. And a little fun mismatch.
What's the mismatch?
Sorry, I meant to say mishmash.
Mishmash. Okay. What is the mishmash?
Combination, I suppose.
I know. What is being combined?
I don't know. My mind went blank a second ago.
Hmm.
Can't really remember anymore. Usually whenever I get worried about something, my mind goes blank sometimes.
That makes sense. Is it the worry for me that's leading your mind to go blank?
That and the worry for me as well.
So you were saying that you're worried that your own life is in danger.
Not in that respect specifically. It's weird to phrase, basically.
Sorry, I'm not following.
Yeah, neither am I, to be honest. I mean, if people don't understand me, I'll just give up. Also, hang on, Scuggy just asked a really good question.
A lot of things can be done. Maybe I don't want to edit my stream. Maybe I'd like to keep it simple. And maybe I'd like to have a class where we engage with difficult topics without censoring ourselves.
Maybe I'm sick of being doxxed and threatened by wankers.
How are you doxing yourself and getting threatened?
You can see the face palm, right?
You revealing things about yourself that are
No.
People just find you somehow. Are you interested?
Sandra.
Are you interested in Anthony? Are you interested in keeping yourself safe?
A bit, yeah.
That sounds like a good idea. We'll end here. Thanks, everybody. I hope you do keep yourself safe, Anthony. Same for everybody. And can continue this conversation either in the text of my chat with the teacher space or next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you,
How about
Mr.
we just
James.
cut,
Bye, everybody.
how about we just cut out the bits where I was in it?